What is a sandbox game, and what exactly does that mean? It means a game with no objectives, right? No. Minecraft has objectives, but it's still a sandbox game. What really matters is to what degree the objectives are forced onto the player. What I mean by this is if you had a game where your job was to find a bathtub, that would not be a sandbox game. Now instead, imagine a game where you could collect bathtubs to improve a score, and there were monsters after you trying to stop you. This is still not a sandbox game. Now imagine you could build structures to keep the monsters at bay. That makes it much more sandboxy. But why? The answer is in possibilities. Giving players the ability to build, to any extent, adds to the possibilities the players can act upon. More specifically, it gives the players more various branches to go down on a timeline, more choices. Players love choices. Games with lots of choices can be fun. This is what gives sandbox games their immense replayability. Minecraft and Garry's Mod are obvious for this quality. You can spawn any variety of objects anywhere and use them to do things. Both games have freedom in that regard. Minecraft is interesting because its freedom is restricted to a voxel grid, yet the world generates endlessly in all directions, at least almost. Minecraft's world is stuck in a volume of 30 million by 30 million by 384 blocks. This is a lot of space, leading to 345 quadrillion possible blocks existing in the total volume. The total amount of combinations of blocks is even more massive, allowing for endless theoretical replayability. Unfortunately, this doesn't happen. There are only so many things that players can find interesting. There is only so much time to do anything, and there are only so many things you can reasonably expect players to think up. Yet, people come back to Minecraft in particular. Garry's Mod is another game. It may not be as popular as it once was, but it stands the test of time for the most part. Garry's Mod is a mod for Half-Life that got turned into what is essentially a sandbox of the Source engine. In it, you can spawn whatever you want and play with the things. You can shoot things, and you can spawn NPCs that walk around, also ragdolls. You can spawn props, you can freeze, and weld things. There are many toolgun types to play around with, turning the game into a physics sandbox of sorts. This is incredibly valuable, as it allows you to create all kinds of crazy contraptions, like this one for example. Yet, this game did not turn into another Minecraft. It is not as popular now as it once was, unfortunately, and I have a theory of why. The reason is because of the limited dynamics of the game. There are only so many things you can do. I know that sounds a little weird, since I just spent the last few minutes praising it for being such a good sandbox game, but the thing is there is no good mapping API for Garry's Mod built into the game. Not everyone and their dog can pick up the Hammer application and make their own decent quality maps to play on. In Minecraft, this is exactly the reverse. Minecraft was accidentally designed in a way that allows anyone, anywhere, to recreate whatever they see someone else make, all in game, with the only exception being mods. Microsoft knows this. This is why they are trying desperately to monetize their Minecraft Bedrock Edition modding API. They do not want players to be given absolute freedom. This is the same reason why Microsoft created a private version of Minecraft away from the public view, with many experimental and useful features similar to the limitless systems behind Minecraft Java Edition. But they made it exclusively for marketplace partners. What I'm trying to get across is that having as many openings to creativity be doable by anyone is important. If your game lets you build stuff, make sure any player can build. If your game supports texture modification, try to let as many players modify their textures as possible. If your game is moddable, let there be a modding API that lets players easily modify the game and add their new content on top of what is there. The line between what the game can do and what players can do should be blurred as much as possible. That is the philosophy I am committing to for Bob Simulator. Bob Simulator will have modability ingrained into its systems as much as possible. It will support texture and text packs, as well as map world modification. It will have tools for at least some of these things built into the game for better usability and accessibility. Please stay tuned, as I plan to release more videos on Bob Simulator development in the future, and thank you once again for watching.